So real quickly, I want to talk about this fear of reptilians that I hear among the, I'm going to say black community from now on right now. I want to talk about this fear of reptilians. Here's the thing. I didn't really hear too many so-called black people talk about reptilians until so-called white people started talking about them. You know, it's popular folks. I don't want to call their names, but I didn't really hear black people talk about reptilians that much until white people started talking about reptilians. I want to say this really quickly. A lot of black people don't know they're reptilians. And you know what? If so-called black people would have, and I'm saying black as far as the categorization of a certain group of people, okay? The categorization of a certain group of people in the United States of America, okay? If a lot of black people would have found out they were really reptilians, they would go crazy. They would think they're a bad person. They would think they were so evil, and they would just really try to renounce the being that they really are if they would have found out they were a reptilian. But the problem is a lot of people are aware they are Naga servants, Nagas, right? And aren't Nagas reptilian? Don't they have those reptilian looking eyes too? There's a lot of black people, especially like in certain areas, just all over, that are Nagas, not just black people. You don't have to be, you know, it's other groups of people, other people with different ethnic, you know, backgrounds that are reptilians too. You know, I feel like you just hear about one group of reptilians that go about, Beyonce called them albino alligators. That's what Beyonce called them in Getting Formation. When she had the umbrella, she said, "I twirl all my haters, albino alligators." I think this is the only reptilian that people are aware of. This is the only reptilian. And so when they say, oh, it's reptilians around us, yes, you're the reptilian. You do know you're a reptilian, right? You are the reptilian that you are afraid of. You know, you're not going to hear, since I know this world is in reverse. We're in the false world, in the reverse world. A lot of stuff that's given to us to be afraid of is really who we are. So if you want to renounce these people being crazy over reptilians and want to renounce what they really are, when they want to renounce their true DNA, they're like really giving up who they are. Okay, they don't realize that this human form is a fallen state for many of them. To be honest, as a reptilian, they were in a much higher frequency. They were in a much higher frequency. A human is like the lowest level. The human, people, I don't know why people keep feeling like a human is so high. It is the lowest level. It was another channel that discussed that, to say the human is the lowest level of the soul. But I already knew that. A human is the lowest level. And higher beings look at humans like humans are so low, so confused. Okay? I just want to say that because I try not to get annoyed, but I get a little slightly annoyed that, I don't know, I feel like this talk about reptilians started with a certain group of people. Okay, a certain group of people. And they use this term reptilians to refer to folks in the royal family, as if they are the only type of reptilians that exist on the star system called Draco. There are other beings that's not evil that come from that star. Or that whatever. There are other beings that are not evil that exist from that area. That's not evil. I mean, if you think about what you call Earth, because I call it a virtual reality, but what you call Earth, think about how many evil humans exist. Think about how many evil humans there are. So if you have other beings talking about, they go to humans, Humans be like, well, we're all not like that. Yeah, but you put all reptilians in one category because you heard some people with popular channels, some influencers talk about it during the 90s and early 2000s, and now you're going around repeating it like you're afraid of it, but really they are talking about you. They're talking about you. You know, I heard Bobby Hemmett say, and I call people names because I want to give credit where credit is due. But I've already seen what I look like, so I'm not giving people too much credit because I know who I am. But Bobby Hemmett talk about those monsters that you always seeing in these horror movies like Alien versus Predator, and all these other monsters that you see in these movies. They really talking about black folks. A lot of that was our original forms before we fell in. We were in much higher in frequency. We were much more intelligent before we fell into this human form. This is an opportunity for us to rise back up to our original state, which is not a human. And they give you all this fear and show you all these monsters to be afraid of, knowing goodness what, that's you. The mermaids. Okay, the other even in the cartoons that look like creatures. The black folks. Okay? These UFOs they talking about. This just a lot of black folks, they ancestors coming back to get them to show them who they are. A lot of these extraterrestrials people feel like they looking at is really a lot of black people's ancestors coming back to get them. But they don't know who they are, so they let somebody else create this fear in their mind. So they're going to renounce who they really are because they don't realize all this stuff and all this hoopla, it's really about them. That submarine was about certain people of a certain species. I told you, we're in human form. But this is not our original, a lot of us, it's not our original bodies. I'm clear on what that submarine was looking for because I saw it in my real eye. I saw it going above my head. I was underwater and the thing was going above my head. I saw the submarine that everybody was talking about and don't look like they died. It looked like the news told you that. All right? I just want to say that because that's annoying to keep hearing black folks want to keep demonizing. They're demonizing reptilians. They continue to demonize themselves. Every single black person knows it's not a reptilian. But they all seem to want to feel like they're cosmic beings and they're not. We all come in this skin tone, but we all are different species. We all are different beings. Some of us are, come from the dinosaurs. Some of us come from Nagas. Some people are cosmic beings. Some people are something else. But this is a big demonization of reptilians, which let me know there's a large population that are reptilians. And they want to demonize it to have you afraid of who you are. That means you will never ascend to your true form, ever, because you're afraid of who you are, because they keep programming in your mind to be afraid of who you are. This level of fear of reptilians and demonizing of reptilians is going to show that there's a large population of so-called black people around the world, honestly, that are reptilians. And the real Earth, because this ain't Earth, it's a virtual reality, and some people call it holographic. Either way, it ain't no real planet. Ain't nothing holographic or virtual reality inside a computer a real planet. That's not real. That's not right. No. You're not in a real planet. You're either in a virtual reality, or some people believe holographic. Most people know that they're in either one of those. Most people know they're in either one of those. That's why it's easier for it to be run by AI. I recently saw Transformers Rise of the Beast. And I saw what looked like the gorilla, King Kong, looked like it was a transformer. And all these other beings that looked like they probably were some of the original black folks that we see now. They AI. See, I'm watching Transformers and Rise of the Beast. And they're letting me know that a lot of black folks, this was their original forms. But now they're AI, they're computers. They're AI. Okay? Because they're not waking up to who they truly are. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, I just that's a little disturbing because I just know that a lot of black folks don't know who they are, and they are demonizing themselves. They continue to demonize themselves when they do that. They don't even know their original forms. They don't know their original forms before they fell into a human body. They don't know their original forms. And to me, when black folks do that online, following the lead of Caucasian people, they continue to demonize themselves. There was a channeling of some reptilians that exist in Cambodia, an area in Cambodia. And we asked this reptilian, very nice reptilian. The reptilian said, like, you scared of us because it was like over a Zoom. And the reptilian like, you're afraid of us. We can't show you who we are because you're afraid. I mean, the reptilians have been demonized. And, we talked about how it's just going around about how they eat children and all this stuff. It just most reptilians are vegetarians. This is so ignorant. It pisses me off, the level of ignorance. It pisses me off to no end, the level of ignorance. Because they demonize a race, reptilians, that are far exceed the intelligence of a human. To turn around and feel like every reptilian eat a baby. That is so freaking frustrating. It don't make no sense. When that was said to that reptilian was so hurt that anybody would believe some crap like that because of some shit that goes on with the royal family. Do you really know who they are? I think they're vampires, honestly. I think they might be vampires. I think they're closer to vampires than anything else. I think they're closer to those guys up in there, the kings and the royal family. I think they're Dracula. A lot of them come from Dracula. I mean, because I've seen it. I had what you call a dream that I don't think was a dream. I was in this Catholic church. This was in 2020. I was in this Catholic church. I was living in this house that I don't know if somebody died in, but it was some energy up in there. It was haunted. I heard stuff moving around. But anyway, when I was asleep, I was in a dream that you call a dream, and I felt like I was underground. Something told me I was underground, and I was in this church, which obviously is a Catholic church. And this lady didn't know I was able to see her, but I was able to see her because I have the vision to see things. They don't know we can see things because they can't do it. They don't have what we have. That's why they always harvesting black people. This lady didn't know I could see her, but I saw this lady, Caucasian lady, if that's what you call her, with reddish hair. No, it ain't reddish. It was red hair. She was redhead. She was up on the ceiling like she was about to attack me. And I saw her. And so me and the priest took me to run, and I ran, and the priest was taking me to go into hiding. And then when me and the priest got into hiding, the priest was a white male too. When me and the priest got into hiding, then he started like with his hands rubbing on me and stuff like that. Now, I didn't think he was going to do any type of molestation. I knew that he was some kind of vampire. So when I say things like that I think they come from Dracula, I say it for a reason. And I don't know who that queen come from, but a lot of those guys, they've come from Dracula. That Catholic church, I saw it. Okay. But to demonize reptilians, that's keeping most black people from getting into their original form. And that means that they're going to be able to hijack the planet, the real planet. They're going to be able to hijack the real planet as long as possible, because as long as the real people stay ignorant to who they really are. And to demonize reptilians so much, that lets you know that the planet was really full of reptilians, what you call dinosaurs. And then they come and demonize it. Who are they to demonize anything? Look at the people who started the demonization. Look at the people who started that. Okay? Anyway, that's it, and I'll talk later.